listener. This is Heaving Bosoms, the podcast where two friends recap romance novels and other romance media while swooning, flailing, and dying over the talent of amazing people. Oh man, Patreon has been hoppin' recently. In addition to all the regular videos and bonus content, we have been blessed with some Romancelandia pals. Andy J. Christopher joined me to showcase her Drunk Romance History project and told me all about Kate Canterbury's Walsh series. Basically, Andy and I got to hang out while she squeed over how obsessed she is with Kate Canterbury lately. It was a joy. And I got to be part of Jess Michaels' 100 Days to 100 Books countdown. We chatted about everything from her latest release, her 98th, to capitalizing on the writing processes that work specifically for you, to her coaching with the Write Better Faster Academy. It was so fun. Don't worry, there were tangents as well. You can find all of that and more at patreon.com/Heaving Bosoms podcast. And now we have the very first of our rotating friends. Naima Simone stopped by to talk all about one of our favorite movies, Beyond the Lights. All hail Gugu Mbatha Raw. Okay, hi. Hi. It's so nice to see you.
It's like, that's all you said and we're already laughing. I'm like, okay, I'm ready.
Oh my gosh. Oh, Naima, how are you?
Doing good. Like, yeah. It's 2022. I'm ready to get started because 2021, I'm like, yeah, bye.
It's gone, right?
Your time is over.
We could do anything in 2022. Maybe go outside.
Let's not get crazy.
I know, let's not get crazy.
Yeah, I mean, inside's nice.
Right. No, I know. I was talking to my kids and I was like, listen, I'm not making plans for anything except maybe trick-or-treating.
Yeah. Oh,
like,
yes.
I can't plan for anything closer to that.
It's like my daughter's driving now and she keeps asking, I don't know how we got here. I keep asking myself, I know, I don't know how I got to be the mother of a daughter who's driving.
I know.
And frankly, it's scary. But she keeps asking me every day, can I drive to school? Can I drive to school? And I make her ask me every day, like the answer's going to change. Thank God she's not going to listen to this because this would totally kill the whole deal that I have going on. But I'm like, you have to ask me every night because I don't know what I have planned for that day. I don't know what my errands are going to be. I don't know. Knowing I'm not taking my ass anywhere.
I'm not going a single place.
I have no plans of going anywhere beyond my couch. But I got to have some sense of control over this situation.
It's true.
So I make her ask me every day. But listen, I have no plans of going anywhere. Like, not even to the post office. Why would I? I have her.
You know what? I just look at that as a really nice way to do a daily check-in with each other.
That's
it's a way to stay connected, mother and daughter.
That's right. Even it's a text that says, hey, can I drive tomorrow? Sure.
Mm-hmm. Sure, man.
Yeah. Quality time.
That's right. That's 2022 quality time.
Right.
That's what that is.
Mother and daughter and strong.
Oh my gosh. Well, you have a ton going on lately.
Yes.
You have to tell us all about it, Naima.
Well, I have coming out of 2021, I had a release. And then coming into 2022, I have a release that's coming out in a couple of months now. And it's the new Rose Bend book. And I'm so excited about it.
It's the newest Rose Bend.
So I'm excited about it because it's Leo's book. And if anybody's been reading the series, it's the oldest sister. And she's like the take charge, type A personality that I hope people have been falling in love with and wanting to know her story. That'd be nice. And she's falling in love with, she doesn't know it yet, but she is. A one-night stand that she had a year before the story begins. And she doesn't know it, but he's a football player. I
Hello.
know. I'm returning to.
You're returning to your roots.
I
really.
am. The roots that I have no idea about, because literally I have no idea about football. I don't know anything about
You could
football.
have fooled me, Naima.
Well, I ask a lot of questions. I have like my
Ah.
football counsel, which is my father, my husband, and my brother-in-law. And I literally call them on their jobs, or I bug them all day and say, listen, if he's going to do some kind of play, what's that play going to be called? And they're like, you'd have no more details than that. I literally don't. I mean, just a play. Give me a play.
No,
Why is
any
this so
play.
hard?
Right.
You know what I'm talking about when I say a play.
This could be a short phone call if you would just do your part.
That's right. Why are you not reading in between my lines? That's an honest to God conversation that we had.
That's my favorite.
And I get so irritated because I'm like, especially with my husband, I can't get irritated with my father and my brother-in-law, my husband. I'm like, damn it, we've been together going on 21 years. Why do you not get what I'm saying? But this football player, by the time they get back together at the beginning of the book, he's been in an accident. He's been scarred, like he's physically, like he has a scar on his face and his body. He's retired. And now he's like the hermit in Rose Bend, but she doesn't know it. He doesn't know she's there. And when they meet, it's like she recognizes him. He pretends not to know her because he's embarrassed.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And so they have that dynamic, but there's a festival, as there always is. It's like,
small town. There's got to be a festival.
And she needs him to be like the celebrity judge or something. He's like, hell no, I'm not going out in public. Do you not see all this? I'm not going out in public.
Little does he know that face scars only make you hotter in romance.
God, how does he not know that?
Come on.
She knows it.
That's right. She's feeling it right in her pants.
Right. Did you write this? Did you look over my shoulder?
I'm the devil on your shoulder.
She's feeling it other ways too. So begins their courtship, and there's a fake relationship thrown in there, and family dynamics with the denizens, of course, and then you have cameos from the other members, you know, from their previous books, and I'm just really hoping you love it because I had fun writing it.
Oh my God. Yeah. I'm really excited about it.
I hope so. And you know, of course, I'll get you an ARC.
Yes.
I won't tell anybody though, you know, that stays here.
No, that's between you and I only.
Yeah.
Like most other things I do. Okay, so I need to bow down at the altar of Naima again.
Wow.
You keep on doing this to me. And you do it naturally, so I can't even hold it against you.
Okay, well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's a switch.
But you have chosen the most perfect movie of all time.
Listen, with all modesty, I say this. I know. It is the most perfect movie.
Of all time.
Of all time. It is my favorite.
I will not hear anything else.
Nothing. And I can't believe when I mention this movie, people look at me and like, I don't know, I've never seen it. What are you doing with your life?
Oh my God. Run, don't walk. Right now it's on YouTube's for free.
Is it?
On YouTube's, yes.
Okay, I have the DVD because they took it off of Netflix. So of course I had to get the DVD because when it came on BT, it's too many commercials, but I still recorded it.
So many.
And I was, you know, going through it, but I got tired of that, so I had to get the DVD. So but now that I know it's on YouTube, it is, because now I can watch it whenever I want. But now that I know it's on YouTube for free, guess what I'm going to be watching today?
Yeah.
Like, right. Yeah.
As of January 2022, it is on YouTube's, and it has the perfect actors. It has the perfect soundtrack. Okay, I don't know if you know this about me. I don't know if I've shared this with you yet, but every day I live with just this overwhelming obsession with Gugu Mbatha Raw. And it's my cross to bear, you know, it's something that I have to navigate in the world.
Well, we all have our crosses. but it's a good one.
She's
gorgeous.
Incredible.
And she's a fabulous actress. Oh my gosh. I just stare at her.
I mean, for real. She was just in the Loki series.
I haven't seen that yet, but I did not know she was in that.
You have to watch it for her.
It, but I wanted to see it anyway because Tom Hiddleston. Yeah. But I didn't know she was in it. Now that's even more reason to watch it.
Yeah.
I love her. When she is on the screen, I can't take my eyes off of her.
No, she's riveting.
Yes.
She's riveting. She's got charisma that just like leaks out of her without her like
pores,
even
man,
trying.
Her pores.
Yeah. She is incredible. And when I first saw this movie, I was like, there's no possible way that she could be more perfect. So I need to know who sang for her.
Right. But then she got more perfect.
Sang.
She
sang the whole fucking thing. She sang the whole thing.
I was like, how did she just get more perfect? I was floored when I found out she sang it.
I know.
Because of course I went and got the soundtrack. And I was like, then I just listened to it like, no way.
Yeah.
Hey, she sang it.
She sang it.
I'm just like, woman.
Incredible.
She's my crush. There's Jason Momoa and then there's her.
That seems reasonable.
Yeah, because,
Okay, so we have to tell all the people who don't know,
And who should. Let's get that out there. We are shaming you. We are.
Okay, so it starts out, and it's 1998 in South London.
Yes.
Okay? Goddess Minnie Driver, because of course Minnie Driver's also in it. How? I don't know.
Wearing a short dress too with her fabulous legs.
Oh my God.
I'm like,
and her curly hair.
Yes.
Yay! I love her curly hair. And she's accosting a poor hairdresser
when she's trying to get home to her man on her birthday.
Yeah. And she's like, just a gut check here. That kid is at least 10, right? That kid is 9 or 10?
Yeah, just about, yeah.
Okay, I thought so. All right.
Why don't you know how to do her hair?
What has she been doing with her hair? What?
The same question. What have you been doing? Like putting it in puffs and just letting the ends go? Or what?
She says that she cannot get a comb through it, ma'am.
What have you been doing?
Your daughter is 10. That's so many days. That's so many weeks.
I asked the same question. I was like, wait, was there like a Nana around and she was taking care of it and she's gone? I just wanted an explanation.
Well, so the lady, the hairdresser is like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like, you don't have an auntie, you don't have... And she's like, no, it's just me. It's just me. And I'm like, Minnie Driver.
What have you been doing? CPS,
oh my God.
Minnie Driver, CPS.
Honestly, at this point. So she does a quick tutorial.
Yes. And this is only after Minnie Driver explains, listen, she has a talent show tomorrow. Yeah. She's singing Nina Simone. And then the hairdresser is so totally impressed by like, Nina Simone? Like, okay, I had to get that because, I've watched so many times. I done kind of got the accent down.
Oh.
I totally don't. But,
we all tell ourselves stories.
I do. Like,
I'm here with you.
In my head, I totally got it though. And she's so impressed by that. She's like, "Okay, come on, I'm about to knock out this tutorial then." But yeah.
Yep. And then she shows up with Minnie Driver and baby. What's her name?
Noni.
Why can't I remember her name? Noni.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Noni.
She goes to the talent competition.
Yes, which was
that's
so
cute.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, same. So she sings the hell out of Blackbird by Nina Simone.
Oh my gosh, she knocks it out the park. It's like when she opened up her mouth, it was like, wow.
Everyone's crying, including definitely me.
Yeah, like I was blown away. Little girl got it. She got lungs.
Holy wow.
Much better than a little tap dancing Susie.
It's true.
Yeah.
The judges are incredibly misguided.
Yes.
And they do give tap dancing Susie. It's a big racism.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They do a big racism on her.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
She gets second place. And then Minnie Driver does a big trauma on her.
Oh my God. It was so... You knew in that moment what you were going to get from Minnie Driver for the rest of the
Oh,
the movie.
yeah.
And you saw that traumatizing moment because when she got that second place, Noni was so proud of herself. Like that smile when she got that trophy. But then when she looked at her mother and saw her mother's expression, like
her
that
rage
smile just dropped. Yes. She was so hot. And her smile just disappeared. And then her mother made her trash that trophy.
Yeah.
Trash it.
She said, "Are you proud of that trophy or do you want to be a winner?"
Right. Like, and I'm like, shoot, she had all the odds against her. Like, there was no way she was going to win it. Did you see what she was up against? Hell,
the
she
fact
did
that
win
she got
first
second place is all her, man.
Yeah.
Like, she was so good. The racist judges could not justify giving her less.
Yes. So my book, she won.
Yeah.
But to
everybody
her,
knew it.
Yeah, everybody knew it. But
Minnie
it was
Driver was so fucking pissed.
She didn't even wait. It was so humiliating to Noni because she didn't even wait till it was over.
No.
She got up in the middle of it.
Dragged her off the stage.
It was so embarrassing.
Holy
I was
shit.
so humiliated for her.
I know. I know. Well, things have not gotten better in the next 15 or so years.
As you can guess, though Noni is like the newest star on the scene, about to her album hasn't even dropped and she's already winning Billboard Music Awards.
Yeah. And we get a legit music video.
Oh my God, that music video was so hot.
That music video is criminal.
And the song was great. Like, you know how in these movies where they have like music and the music is like, you could tell that they just threw that song together and it's like, okay, next. But this song was legit hot.
It was.
And they had, what's his name? I can't think of his name in real life.
Machine Gun Kelly.
Yeah. Oh God. And he's such a sexy guy to me. Dude, he really has triple X tattooed across his abdomen, right?
He does. He definitely does.
And he's sexy to me.
Yeah.
He was an asshole in the movie, but he was sexy to me.
No, but really, like, Machine Gun Kelly is this enigma to me because he's all the things that, like, I generally don't go for, except for tattooed, obviously.
Yes.
But, like, white rapper, usually an automatic no from me.
Except
super
for Eminem.
Gangly.
Except for Eminem.
Eminem's, but he's like nostalgia for me.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Very much my youth.
Yeah.
Though, remember when him and Machine Gun Kelly had that, rap battle going on? And Machine Gun Kelly came for Eminem. And when I heard his rap, I was like, damn, that is, it was so good. Until Eminem came back and destroyed him. And I was like, oh.
Eminem's gonna have the last word.
Yeah, and he did. And he did. but I digress. Okay.
Sorry. Anyway, yeah, you're right. Machine Gun Kelly, fucking hot.
Yeah.
In this, he's called like Kid
Culprit. Kid Culprit. Yeah.
That's the one. So yeah, they perform. Well, they get this award. It's very exciting stuff. And then she's going to go back to the hotel because they have to get her to change clothes for many after parties.
And remember, they have a situationship, I would say. It's not like a relationship because they don't have any titles on it, but they are fucking.
They are. Yeah. When he leaves, Machine Gun Kelly does say, "Keep it tight for me." Which, sir,
like, ew.
Okay, listen.
I might have just threw up in my mouth.
I would take that directive, though. Uh-oh. Oh, no. That says some bullshit about me. But
I know. I was like, ew.
Ew, but also, I don't know.
It's like that meme where you're like, and then in the next one, like,
maybe. It's true. So she gets out of the car. She gets out of the car when she's there, and she like legit forgets her Billboard trophy thing.
Yeah, like,
and they're like, Noni. Also, she's been chugging champagne.
Like the bottle to the head.
Yeah. And they're both like, wow, Noni, never seen you do that before.
Yeah, because apparently she's not a big drinker.
Yeah. So she goes up there, and there is this police officer who is
Nate
at
Parker.
the door to her hotel suite.
It makes my head itch. Like,
quite.
Yes.
Yeah. The fact that he did not take his shirt off until, what was it? An hour into the movie, question mark?
At least.
Mean. Beyond lights.
It was a little bit unnecessary. Like,
cruel.
It really was. We were waiting for it.
All of us.
And we could,
baited.
The fact that we could tell in that tight police officer's uniform, that in the arm porn that we had going on up until that point, that it was a very nice chest. It was just really cruel and unnecessary.
You could tell through the bulletproof vest.
You really could. That's how hard those packs were singing. But okay.
Yeah. So sorry,
anyway, we're back.
Distracted. Here we go. So she goes to the door and she's like, nobody goes in after me. And he's like, okay, like you're the boss. And then he doesn't let anybody else in. And they're
like, she didn't mean us.
Yeah, she's like, we're like not people, we're staff. We have to go in. And he's very like, not today, Satan. So then Minnie Driver shows up. And he thinks about telling her no, too.
Yeah, until
he
she's
definitely
like,
does.
Yeah, he does. You can see it on his face. And then he's like, okay.
Yeah, I don't want to die today.
No, because she gives him that look. Because she has that look. Because mind you, in the backstage of the Billboard Music Awards, she was pulling full momager vibe. She was pulling it. So she gave him that kind of vibes and that look.
Yeah.
So he opened the door for her.
No, Minnie Driver is not a stage mom. No, ma'am.
No.
She is the class above. Is it above? Is it below? Like, who knows? Yeah. But it's more intense.
Yeah, like way more intense.
Yeah. So she does go in, and then he hears, Noni, oh my God, what are you doing?
Yeah.
So trigger warning.
Yes.
There is a suicide attempt.
Yes.
So it is non-fatal, though.
Yes.
So just if you don't like it, skip forward a bit. So he goes in and Noni is sitting on the balcony railing and she's very about to let go and let herself fall.
Right. She's despondent.
It's terrifying. And so he says, just look at me, please, and she looks over her shoulder and she says, you still don't see me.
Yeah. Oh, that moment. It's like, because you could, and this is where we talk about her acting. It's like you could see the pain in her face.
Oh, yeah.
You could just see it in her voice. And you could tell the moment where she decided, and it was almost like she either, because when he was talking to her, and he was really desperate for her not to let go. And I'm not sure if she either decided to go or she slipped. I think it was a little bit of both.
Yeah.
But he caught her arm.
Yeah.
But even then, she was still not trying to pull herself over the edge. She was dead weight until he said to her, look at me, I see you. And only when he said that to her did she fight to come back over the edge. And did she throw her arm up and clasp his hand and he pulled her back up. That's the only time. God. And it was just one of the rawest, most powerful moments in that movie. And
I'm getting chills right now.
I know, me too. It was one of the most, I love that moment. I love that moment.
Absolutely. And then there is this incredibly intense eye contact.
Where they're like holding each other.
Yeah, because he's like, they've basically collapsed onto the concrete of the balcony because he is exhausted. She's, jello.
Yeah.
And the eye contact, there's just this connection between them that is otherworldly.
Yeah, it was so intense. Like
it was
that
palpable.
Yes.
Yeah. So Minnie Driver does come over and she extricates Noni from his arms and then she closes the curtains on him so he can't see her anymore. And then she blocks him for the rest of the time.
Yeah.
She doesn't speak to him and she won't let him see Noni.
Right.
Then Danny Glover walks into the room.
And that's when we're all like, Danny Glover's in this movie?
Oh my God.
Danny Glover. What's happening?
I was so delighted.
Me too.
I was like, how could this movie get better? Shit.
Right.
There it is.
Right.
Oh no.
It just went up a notch and I didn't think it could.
Uh-huh. So he is Kaz's dad. So Kaz is the police officer and he's Kaz's dad. And he's like, listen, they are paying us 10,000 smackaroos to tell everyone that it was a big mistake.
She was
and
drunk.
She's just a drunk ass.
Yeah, and she slipped.
Yeah.
She was partying too hard and she just slipped and accidentally almost went. Yeah, and you were there and you were a hero and you saved the day. And that's the story they want you to go with, and they're paying you to go with that story. And he is uncomfortable. Yeah, he is straight. He is not a liar. He does not. And then he has aspirations of, running for a political office, but it's not really that. He is just an honorable guy and he does not want to lie. But he also understands how to play the game too, because he wants to go into political office and he understands, sometimes you have to play it.
Yeah.
So,
well, and I think it wasn't until like the fourth time I saw this movie where I started thinking like, I think there's also this thing that he can't even process. And it's like his innate care for her. Yeah.
It was almost a protection that he told. Yeah. First of all, I want to say, I love the fact that you said it wasn't until the fourth time that you saw the movie. I feel so close to you right now. Because honestly, it has so many nuances. It's like every time you watch it, you catch something else.
Yeah.
Because I honestly don't think he decided to go through with it, the lie, until he was at the press conference.
Yep. Agreed.
And he saw like this flash of vulnerability in her. When she got up there and she had to play the role. And then when they stepped aside and he had to speak and he gave his statement, and then that nosy reporter demanded an answer. And,
well, because so it's the guy from the National Enquirer.
Yeah.
And he says, how do you accidentally fall off a balcony with a 4.5-foot railing?
Wall. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, and like, that's a good question.
Yeah, it's a very valid question.
It's not something you can really tap dance your way around, but they do try to.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that, listener, he doesn't technically lie.
No, he doesn't. He really doesn't. He gives a very vague answer.
Yeah. So then they go backstage. They go into the next room or whatever. It's a hotel conference room. And she asks him what he's going to do with his 15 minutes of fame.
She's very coy and, still in character.
Yeah, and he hates it.
Yes.
And then she says, well, yesterday you said that you saw me, so what do you see? And he looks at her
this moment.
He whispers,
nothing. Oh, it hurt her so bad.
Naima, the micro expression that just flashes across her face and then is gone.
Yes, but you could see that it hurt her. Oh, it hurt her.
Oh, it was a gut punch to the extreme.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. And then Minnie Driver hustles her out. And so, oh my God. So then we sort of see them going about their lives.
Yeah.
He is being a police officer and there's a bunch of paparazzi that's following him around.
Yeah, when he comes home and they're waiting for him. And then the guy from the National Enquirer is waiting for them too. And he offers him his card and more money when he's willing to tell the truth. And he warns them, if the truth comes out first, and it will, the money's gone and the offer's gone. And and of course on his voicemail, people are hounding him and his father's waiting there, of course. So, he's being hounded for the truth. And now he's in a spotlight he didn't ask for.
Right. A spotlight that he's not quite prepped for, because he does want to enter political office, but it's still like a few years off.
Right. He was not planning on this. Right. At this time. This is the time frame.
And she also has a meeting with the record label.
Yeah.
And they say that they're going to postpone her album.
Right.
Because they don't like the suicide narrative.
Right. Which is, God, so smarmy. But can we talk about, it's so true. Like, didn't it ring true? It just rang true.
Yeah, it did not feel contrived at all. It felt very authentic.
Sadly.
Jesus Lord. So Minnie Driver, though, is like, she's performing at the BET Awards in 2 weeks or whatever. Like, she's gonna change the narrative.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be the biggest album of all time. And she convinces them because she is a momager.
Yeah.
Okay.
And let's note that her and the guy do not get along. Like, they hate each other. She hates him because he does not respect her.
Yes.
As the momager. And he hates her because she's not a legit manager. He believes she needs to step back and know her place.
Right.
And so they have this like war going on, and everybody's forgetting about Noni in the middle. Like, she feels like nobody's listening to me.
Oh my God. How can they listen to her when they won't let her speak?
No.
They literally talk about her in the third person in front of her.
Like, she's not even there.
Yeah. He's like, she better change the narrative, never once looking at Noni.
Yes. Her mother does the same thing. And it's telling, like, remember that moment where her mother's telling him that she's starting to eat breakfast. Her mother doesn't even break conversation, reaches over, slaps the carbs out of her hand and pushes over some other. Like, damn.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, they're treating her like an object.
Completely.
She has no voice. She has no voice. And you can see why she considered such desperate actions. You can understand why.
Absolutely. So then he is feeling a little bit guilty for being a big, giant asshole.
Yeah.
It is actually out of character for Cass.
It is, and he knew it. He felt bad about it.
Completely. So he goes to the hotel and he brings his like cop pal a coffee and he's like, hey, friendo, can I get in there? And he's like, hi, am professional. Absolutely not. He said, you can go wait on the curb with the other groupies.
Thanks for the coffee.
Yeah. Yeah. Fuck off. Oh, it's so good. But that guy does tell Noni that Kaz is looking for her.
Yeah, because he is a pal.
He does him a solid. So he's outside waiting for the valet to bring his truck around. Listen, I am anti-giant big trucks in cities. Okay? However,
we gonna make an exception?
The thing was hot. He was hot driving it.
What?
I didn't really know what to do with myself while he was driving it. That's all. That's all from me. So
I just like to watch.
I mean, I'm a little bitter. That's all I can do from my current seat. However, fictional character. Okay. So, so she comes out and she's like, I heard you were looking for me.
Oh, it was such a moment when she walked up on him. I was like,
Uh-huh.
And she looked hot. She looked gorgeous.
I can't even like verbally explain to you the outfit she's wearing, but like
it was like a band and some draws.
It was
and a sheer jacket, but it
couldn't even be sheer. It was like there was a seam on the side and then there was string connected horizontally.
Yes. But
and like
works.
The bra and panties were like metallic.
Yes.
Like I
like gold
can't
metallic?
even wrap my brain around. It's incredible.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. So
Go watch it and see what we're talking about. Go watch it.
Oh my God. So he says I have to apologize because I was a big dick bag.
Yes.
And it's not like me normally.
That's a quote.
Yeah, that's verbatim. They asked me to screenwrite and I said, how could I say no? You know? Yeah. So, and then she apologizes. She says, I'm sorry that you had to lie. And he goes, I really don't like that. And she says, oh, are you a Boy Scout? Which, don't worry, listener, does come back. And he says...
Foreshadowing.
Oh, boy. He says, the truth is the only, like, solid ground to stand upon, I think.
Which comes back
also comes back because the writing is perfect.
It is. Oh, God. It's so perfect.
Oh, and so then his truck pulls up and Minnie Driver has been like tapping her foot.
Yes, waiting. Because she does not like the fact that he showed up anyway.
No.
Yeah.
No. She's like, you two should not be seen together. Narrative, change the narrative. But Noni looks at him and in the hottest way I've ever seen in my life, she says, "Are you busy right now?" And then before he can even answer, she just saunters her ass into his truck. And I wasn't okay, frankly. Then...
Listen, I said no for him. I said no for Kaz. I was like, no, he's not busy.
I'm not busy for the next...
like 20 years.
Forever.
He's not busy.
I've looked at my agenda. It's blank. It's weird. Really excited though that you're gonna fill it up. Oh my god. So they go get some food. And he takes her to a spot where, like, he watches planes take off at LAX.
Where he admits, I thought this was so cute. He admits he's never been on a plane before.
It's so cute.
But he likes to watch him take off, but he's never been on one. She's, like, astounded by that. But then they have this moment where she finds the card from the National Enquirer guy.
Yeah.
And she gets upset because she thinks that he's basically trying
digging for more info.
Yeah. And she accuses him of that. And he gets offended, as he should.
As he should. One of my favorite things that he does with his perfect face is she says, like, you know, just tell me how much and my mom will write you a check. And he goes, I don't want your money. Oh, boy. Hottie McHot stuff. I don't know what to do with you. And then he gets even fucking cuter because he's like, well, I guess we're done here. And he takes his offended face and he puts his seatbelt on and then he sits there for a minute.
He's like,
and he goes,
buckle up, please. I know. Because safety first. Your safety is my priority. Like, that is so cute and hot.
It's so cute. It's so hot. It's so everything.
I'm like, her safety is his priority, even when he's so pissed.
He's so angry with her.
Oh, God. And her
she
face,
can see it.
Like, her face, I done messed up.
But then she gets even hotter. You didn't think it was possible. Neither did I. And she just tells him an address. And he goes, where is that? And she goes, where I want to go.
Yeah,
oh,
like,
madam.
Dude, you know you just messed up, but you're still throwing tood. Okay.
That's right. You're still...
And we're not
you're
mad
still going to
at
be
it.
you.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, hey, HBs. I don't know if you've heard, but we have a Patreon. For as little as $5 a month, you get over 150 bonus episodes, most of which include Aaron, videos of regular episodes, author hangouts, and so much more. Do you want to hear Aaron and I recap every single episode of Crash Landing on You? What about a little film called Psycho Stripper? Do you want more recaps of ridiculous Thanksgiving and other holiday books and movies? And how do you feel about Naima, Simone, and I recapping amazing reality TV? All of that and more is on the Patreon. There's so much content at your fingertips as soon as you sign up. Seriously, hours and hours. Anyway, it's patreon.com/Heaving Bosoms Podcast if you want to check it out. And of course, that link is in the show notes. Keep being a badass. So they show up at this like gargantuan LA mansion thing on like a road called Sunset something or other. And he's like, wow. Like, and she's like, yeah, I guess my new crib is done.
She's still being her.
Uh-huh. And he says, okay, so are you okay? Like, you can call your people
like,
or whatever.
Let them know you're here. And she gives him his jacket back because he gave her his jacket, of course, which is another chivalrous move he did because, you know, she hardly has any clothes on. And, I mean,
he was like, you're cold.
Yeah, well, yeah, because that thing wasn't created for warmth, even though it's
That's
looking
right.
great.
And then she says, I know you're not going to talk to the reporter. And he says, how do you know that? And she saunters. I will not have any other descriptor
no
for
other
it.
description will do.
She saunters up to him, closes the distance, and then she kisses his face off, okay?
Yes.
They do a very hot kiss.
What a kiss is that?
It was otherworldly, I think is the only way you can put it.
I want it in.
I mean, you're only human, Naima. So she gets back and she goes, because I see you too.
Oh my God. I was like, yes. We could have stopped right there.
I emotionally fell on the floor.
Oh, yeah. I was like, I'm like, how is this movie so good?
Oh.
Okay, and we're not even done yet. We're not even halfway done yet.
Not even close.
Like, how is this movie so good? It's like the perfect romance.
It's the
perfect
romance.
All the lines.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
And they all circle back to each other, and it's just this tornado of fucking love and desire.
They keep coming back. It's like they can't stay away from each other. And his face is like, I don't even know what to do with you. It's like he's
flabbergasted. Yeah, it's so cute.
It is, because his face is literally like, I don't know what to make of you. You're either really crazy or you're just the most amazing woman ever.
He's literally standing there and his face is like, is this real life?
Yeah.
Like he's not sure. And honestly, I don't blame him.
Because I had the same expression.
Wowza.
I did.
So he goes home and his dad, Danny Glover, is waiting for him.
Because that's what Danny Glover does.
He does.
It's to dole out the advice, even when it's not wanted.
Yeah, he's a bit of a helicopter dad.
Yeah, he is. Because he's like, is he like chief or something?
Yeah, he was a cop, definitely.
And he wants him to go into politics. And so he doesn't want him to miss this chance or mess it up. Mm-hmm. And he believes, because Minnie Driver called him and was like, your son has my daughter.
Yeah.
So he's like, she's not a church girl. She's not church girl material. And he's like, the church girls are worse than all of. He's not wrong.
The ones you got to look out for.
That's right.
Kaz, you've got some wisdom there.
PK here.
That's right. And then Danny Glover looks at him and he says, she's not first lady material.
I know.
Come on,
dude.
Danny Glover.
Really?
I could absolutely see her in the Oval Office.
Me too.
And any of the wings. You put her in any of the wings and she belongs there. Jesus.
Such a you're just stereotyping thing.
Gross.
It's unfair.
Oh my God. And then he gets a knock on his door the next morning.
Yes!
There is the tallest bodyguard you've ever seen standing there.
Did she surround herself with good-looking people? Because the bodyguard was good-looking too. And then she's leaning out the window like,
She says, I need some protecting.
Listen. Ma'am.
Meanwhile, he is standing there in this tank top undershirt. And
sweatpants. And sweatpants.
We couldn't see it, but the dick print was incredible.
Now, for the sake of all of your listeners, I'm going to undertake the task of watching it today to see if we can see the dick print. I will.
You know what?
I'm going to do it. Don't try to talk me out of it.
This is a sacrifice that I am grateful for you.
I'm willing to do it. Don't thank me. I'm willing to do it.
Naima's just throwing herself on so many swords.
I'm going to.
Oh, that was an unintended double entendre.
But it's
Whoopsies.
what I'm willing to do.
She will throw herself on his sword. All right. So.
That was good.
So then they go on like her day. He basically gets to see a day in the life of Noni the pop star. Yeah. So she does a rehearsal. She goes and she visits a sick kid in the hospital, and that's a really, really sweet moment.
Yeah, he's really touched by that, seeing that side of her.
I don't blame him. And then he goes on like interviews with her, and then he goes on a photo shoot.
Which he's shocked by. And frankly, we all were Minnie Driver.
Minnie Driver.
She has the maternal instinct of a shark sometimes. I don't know.
That is quite apt. Naima, yeah.
he was shocked because she's doing this photo shoot where she's in like bloomers, I guess, like what a cheerleader would wear. Yes, yeah. In a leather jacket. And they want her to take off the jacket. She's got these victory
rolls.
Yeah, it's really sexy and it's really hot. Cute. It's sexy and all of that. And they want her to take off the jacket. And you could tell she's hesitant about taking off the jacket, especially because he's there and you're in front of all these people. And her mother's like, take off the jacket.
And she literally, she looks at her mom and you can see the question, are you sure it's okay?
Yeah.
And she's like, come on, it should have been off 7 minutes ago.
Yes.
And so now she's standing there like completely topless doing the rest of the photo shoot.
Yes.
And I don't know, like so he's scandalized.
Yes.
And
and
you know that it's not about her nudity or the fact that she's okay with being nude in front of all these people. It's just the mother-daughter dynamic that he's scandalized by.
Right.
Because I think in this moment, he's really starting to understand the gravity of how little Minnie Driver protects Noni.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we all got it there.
Oh, yeah.
We all did. Because as soon as she looked at her with a question, she should have said, are you okay with it?
Yes.
You know, if you're asking the question, then we need to have the conversation.
Right.
Because if Noni was okay with it, she'd have just dropped it.
Yes.
And then it wouldn't have been a problem.
Exactly.
But the fact that she asked the question.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's what I agree with you. That's what he was scandalized by. Mm-hmm. And that's your mother. It's not just your manager.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, it was sad. It was a moment.
Yeah, it was a really, really poignant moment. So then they go back to her house and he's like, I do not know how you do that every day.
Yeah,
like,
it was a lot. Yeah.
That is, geez. And then they start kissing and one of her songs comes on.
Yeah,
and it's like,
so hilarious.
It's like, put your face on my cunt.
Yeah,
basically.
Like, put my face where?
Yeah, put your hand where? It's so good. So then she turns off her song and she turns on Nina Simone.
Yeah.
And she's like, her voice, like you can hear the pain and the power, and like her voice is like living every lyric.
Yeah.
I wish I could sing like that. And he's like, so write a song.
Yeah. Why don't you?
You could do that easily. And so then she takes him to her Unabomber box of lyrics. And is very sweet.
What's so funny is he says these homeless people with the spot. She laughs at that, so we get to laugh at it because it was funny, but I'd have felt bad laughing like the Unabomber box.
No, I joke, but like, so it's this box and like, it's like receipts and paper bags.
Yeah, she just writes on like, everything to get her thoughts out.
And then she hides it. She squirrels it away because nobody takes her seriously.
Like she can't even show her mother. She
especially can't show her mother.
Yeah, she has to hide them away.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
Yeah, and so his joke at the end is like, it breaks the tension of this incredibly vulnerable, meaningful moment.
Yeah.
And it's gorgeous, you know?
Like what she writes is so haunting and beautiful. And
oh my gosh.
Oh, I just wanted to hear it in a song. I loved it. I really did.
Yeah. Because they read some of the lyrics out loud. Oh my God. So now as he's leaving, he's like, hey girl, what's up with that white rapper?
Yeah. Oh God. I was like, at this point, I was like, lie, Noni, lie.
Man.
Lie.
I know. But she can't because she's also very honorable.
Damn, lie, girl.
I know. And so she's like, we're like a teensy bit together, question mark.
Like, damn.
Oh no.
Yeah. Dude, he not going for that.
No, so he's like, hard limit.
Yes, right. Dude's not
See
playing
ever.
second fiddle to nobody.
Yeah, and like there is a moment where you can see him doing like a knee-jerk judgment of her.
Yes.
Because I think he says something like he pulls his head back and he's like, you get down like that or something,
you
would do that for your label kind of situation.
Yeah, because she says the label put them together and it's really like a publicity pairing, but it's more than that.
Right, but then it sort of turned into something more.
Right, because they are screwing,
Yeah. And so, sorry, I have to do a quick rewind because let's just give them an encapsulation of their relationship,
I know what you're
right?
gonna say.
So she's sitting in her fucking bed the night
that she almost went over the railing.
Yeah. And he says he texts her, "You aight?"
Yeah.
With the apostrophe and everything. And then she says, "Yeah, I'm in bed." And then he texts back, "What are you wearing?"
Oh
Sir!
My God, the emotional level of this douchebag.
It is barely puddle level, friends.
I was like, ew.
Gross, sir.
Yeah.
So that's their relationship.
Yeah, seriously, that's the level of their relationship.
Yeah. So he fucks off in a huff because he's not going to be the other dude or whatever.
No, he's not.
And so he goes to like a political dinner with some reverends.
Yeah, he does this nice speech and
it's a good one.
Yeah, it is. And he kind of gets their tentative approval pending his actions here on out. Like they're like, we'll be watching,
That's right.
Yeah.
And then we watch her break up with Machine Gun Kelly.
Which he seems cool with.
He seems awesome.
Yes.
I was like, oh my God, he's great.
He's not such an ass. Okay.
Happy dance, Machine Gun Kelly,
and
quasi-mature.
He even does the whole, I'm not going to shed no tears or nothing about it, but, you all right, though? Hey, let the press, you use the press, don't let the press you use. Even gave her a little sage advice from the music veteran, So I thought, okay. He cool with it.
I thought we were great.
Yes. All right.
I thought we were all on the same page.
Right.
Spoiler alert, that's not fucking true. So he gets called to a domestic violence scene.
Oh, gosh.
And it's
heart-wrenching. Yes.
Horrifying.
Kids are involved. Violence in front of the kids. And
yeah. And the mom is being like, I don't want to press charges.
Yeah.
And they're like, you don't have to. We're definitely taking him. So, And then he gives her his card and he's like, literally, any minute of the day, you call me and I will be here and we will get you out of this. And wow, in any other movie, that would get dropped like a hot potato. Yes. It would just be an example of like what a guy he is.
Yeah.
Oh, not this one though, because let's review. It is perfect.
It's not just filler, folks. It's not just filler.
No moment in this movie is wasted. So, boy, oh boy, are you ready to strap in, Naima?
I loved how you did that.
I didn't even mean to. That's how much this movie inspires me. Okay. So as they take this abusive, horrible bag of human excrement to the police station.
Yeah.
She rolls up outside.
In a limo. Press all around.
And she's like, are you busy?
Yeah. In the top, like the sunroof.
She's in the sunroof.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh.
And at this point, he has no choice but to go, or else he's going to like embarrass her. And his partner, the guy who, threw him to the curb that night, is like, what are you waiting for? Get out of here. Like, we'll like block the press. Like the cops doing his guys doing him a solid and blocking the press. And so he gets in the limo. He literally tells her, listen, I only got in the limo so I wouldn't embarrass you. I don't play these games. That's basically what he said.
He's like Mr. Sulcosaurus Rex. He's like, I'm not doing this. Like, my job is stressful enough. I don't need it in my personal life, too. I don't need this drama. You know me. Right. And she says, I broke up with him. And he says,
they didn't ask you to.
And she said, I don't need your permission.
Yes, girl.
And then he said, just your labels. And she goes, I don't need their permission either.
It was the back and forth was delicious. The tension was delicious. I was like, give me more.
And then she does, because she crawls across that limo.
in the sexiest outfit ever. Can we?
Oh my God.
Oh God.
How do people wear that on just like a Wednesday?
Like that leather skirt? I don't know.
I know.
Like in that jacket. Okay.
And that it's like a halter jacket.
Yeah, I don't. In her hair, it was just gorgeous. And she was delivering in every scene. Can we just say that? Okay. All right.
And so she says, I have something for you. And then she does pull out a blindfold.
Yes.
And he's like, you can see him thinking like, I am armed. And she says, just trust me. So she does a big sensory deprivation on him.
Yes, because she puts the headphones on too with Beyonce.
Oh, it's Queen Bee is here. Okay.
You know, water around.
Oh my God.
I love that song. And
yes.
Okay, we talked about the music before. The soundtrack, everything from her music to the other music, it was just the best. Okay, so Beyonce's playing, he's blindfolded. She takes him on a plane, and he doesn't know this, right? He does not know this until it starts to lift off.
And okay, so she sits him down with all of the sensory deprivation tools still in place.
Yes.
And then she straddles him.
Yes. Okay. So holds him down, I'm sure. And places the seatbelt.
He does become a bucking bronco in a way that I did enjoy. So she has everybody else like in the cockpit, doors closed, nothing doing, okay? And when he figures out that they're taking off in a plane because she takes everything off, he's like, stop the plane!
But how does she effectively stop him? She kisses him.
Oh boy.
And then he's like, nope.
And he's still trying. He's like,
kisses
he
him
like
again.
Can't compute. Oh my God. And then Naima, you have to take it from here because you are the professional.
Okay, she kisses him, and then he's still trying. He's like protesting. She kisses him again, and then she starts to unbuckle his pants. And he's like, okay, this was so funny. It was so cute. How does something sexy, cute, all in one?
But, I mean, you write it every day, Naima.
Okay,
but yes,
this is beyond me. So she unbuckles his pants and she slides down on him, and he's like effectively silenced. She starts riding him. He's like, oh my God, I love you.
I think I love you. And then he goes, wait, no.
No. Well, she's like, what?
And then she starts giggling because she's perfect.
It was the most adorable, sexy love scene ever. It was perfect. It was perfect. He effectively took away his fear of flying. Oh,
yeah. Oh, boy, did she cure it.
Yeah,
right there.
Did.
She's a fear doctor now. She can add that to her CV.
That's right.
Oh my God. Oh my God. So, and before all of this, she does tell him, I want to be your first.
That's right. That's right.
And she mile high clubs him.
Like a champ.
Oh my God. It's incredible. So then we cut to them sated and exhausted in the back of the limo. Okay?
Yes, because
they've just gone to a physical and emotional plane that we can't even comprehend from down here. God, what am I doing? That was another unintended pun. Gross. Another plane. Jesus.
This movie inspires you to,
I guess,
to limits that you just didn't know you had.
It's true. Yeah. It's true. Other dimensions, frankly. So she's like, how was the job today? And he's like, the job. You're adorable. and then he's like, yeah, it was stressful. And God, then she asked him to the BET Awards.
Yes!
She wants him to be her date.
And they're officially boyfriend and girlfriend now. Like, yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's perfect.
Like, yes.
So okay, wait. So, we have to tell them how it happens beat by beat because it's so good. Oh no. So okay, I knew the stressful part was going to come back into my brain somehow. So she asks him to the BET Awards and he's like, oh, I'm just your little bitch now. And then she asks him about the stress and he's like, yeah, it's stressful. And she's like, oh, it's so stressful. Is that why you don't have a girlfriend? And then there is this pause that is pregnant with quadruplets. And he looks her dead in the face with his sexy eyes.
God,
and he
it's
says,
so sexy.
I thought I did.
Yes. And her smile. God, Nate Parker.
It's to die for.
It is. Oh my God, her smile. Because I promise you, I bet that's the first time she's been girlfriend to anybody.
Oh my God.
Did you get that? Did you get that sense?
Yes.
Oh God.
Absolutely. You think Machine Gun Kelly in this movie says the words girlfriend out loud? I think he would get hives spontaneously. Oh my gosh. All right. So now they're at the BET Awards.
And they make this entrance like everybody is all about them. Because they want to see what she's wearing, of course. And hello, string of Mardi Gras beads and a skirt.
It's her only top. It's incredible.
I mean, oh my gosh, she looks great. But it's literally beads in a skirt. And she's gorgeous.
Yeah, and she makes the perfect FCC joke. It's great.
Yes. She's wonderful in front of cameras. She's wonderful. It's how do you not like her?
Oh, she's amazing. Okay, yeah. And then she does make it red carpet official to everyone.
That this is her boyfriend.
Yeah, they're together.
Yes.
Exclamation point.
Yes. She makes the announcement. And Minnie Driver is not happy about that.
Minnie Driver poops herself,
yes,
and not a little.
Does.
It's a lot.
It's a big old load.
Oh my God. So then she is backstage with him, and somebody calls him hero, officer hero, I think.
Yeah, some lady, I think she's an official of the BT Award, something like that.
Yeah.
And she's like, hi, officer hero, or something like that. And she hates that. She's like, she makes some kind of crack about him enjoying his 15 minutes of fame or something like that. And he's offended by that because
and then he doesn't give a shit.
No, and he honestly doesn't. He's just there for her.
If anything, he knows that she is a liability to his political career.
Exactly.
Everybody's been telling him. The reverends just said, we're going to be watching you eagle-eyed,
Yep. And his father warned him about her being a liability.
Right. So he says, if I had a daughter who was as incredible as she was,
right,
I would be getting her some help.
That's right.
Because he's talked to her about getting therapy.
That's right.
Trying something to go along with her life.
Yeah.
He's not asking her to quit.
She's been like, I'm okay. That's her thing. I'm good.
She's not allowed to be anything else, though.
No.
And you can tell that because Minnie Driver looks at him and she says, there are about to be 7,000 people screaming her name out there, and that's all the help she needs.
That's right. And I'm like, God, she's horrible. Because
you can do both.
This is as much for her validation as it is for Noni.
It's probably more.
Yeah.
And it's
this is
we
her.
find out some things about
her.
Minnie later that are pretty serious.
Yeah.
Hey, HBs. I started an Etsy store. Did you know? Right now, it's full of all the St. Vincent items you need because St. Vincent is thoughtful and cozy all year round. We've got a book sleeve to keep your books, planners, e-readers, or really anything else safe when you're on the go. The inside is fuzzy, and they feel so incredibly lush in your hands. I went round and round with the manufacturers to make sure I had just the right thickness. Those feature art of St. Vincent and Evie during their carriage adventure that was painted by the amazing Mayara Faraz on one side, and then I created a St. Vincent Would Always wreath on the other side that has a bunch of little Easter egg items in it. There's a St. Vincent Would Always warm brick enamel pin. It's if you know, you know. I designed a special edition Marriage of Convenience candle that is specific to Devil in Winter, with the help of HB Jen at Post Pouring Company. It combines dark amber for St. Vincent and rosewood for Evie. And it smells so delicious. It's hard to even wrap my brain around. So if you want to treat yourself or be the St. Vincent you want to see in the world by getting a care package for a friend, check out our Etsy store. The link is in the show notes.
So then, oh boy, trigger warning.
Oh God, it is so hard for me to watch this part.
It's an assault. It's a mild assault, but is an assault.
Yeah. Oh, I get so angry.
Yes, absolutely. So she's supposed to do this big number with Machine Gun Kelly. And they've got this whole thing planned where she's in a white trench coat and then the dancers are supposed to rip it off of her at some point, and it's all choreographed. The song is called The Boy Has Like Too Much on Me.
Yeah.
Like, basically, I think it's a song about staying with a guy because revenge porn. And it's a great song.
Yeah, I love it.
Don't get me wrong.
I got it on my playlist.
And it's also the perfect choreography because Machine Gun Kelly, the big screen you get is his handheld camcorder.
Yeah, like he's on the bed like filming them dancing
her
and all
doing
like,
a song and a dance. Yeah. So she keeps the coat on though when the dancers are supposed to rip it off, and everybody's very confused.
You know it as a viewer, you know it's supposed to come off because backstage they're telling her this is the moment when it comes off. And she says yes. But you can tell the moment when she's performing in the choreography when they're about to take it off and she keeps it on. And you can tell that Machine Gun Kelly knows that she kept it on. And he's like, he does not like that.
Oh, he's pissed.
Yeah.
Because also Kaz is standing backstage
and
right
he sees that and he does not like that.
So... Okay, so then she's supposed to go over to the bed and do a dance with him before he does his rap bit. And he is basically like, the choreography was you taking off this fucking trench coat.
Yeah.
And so I am going to take it off of you.
But before that, he like is rough with her during the choreography. Like he throws her on the bed.
He goes like way off script.
Yeah.
You can tell. He's like trying to get it off her and she's fighting him.
And her face is like, she's trying to stay professional.
Right. She's trying to like do her fucking job.
Yeah.
And he like looks over at the backstage portion where Kaz is.
Yeah.
And then since he can't get the trench coat off of her, he like does a pretend go down on her, and, like go up her body, and it's gross. Yeah,
and he forces her head down there and won't let her up. So it's like he's imitating forcing her to perform oral sex on him. Yes. And that's when she shoves him off and Kaz realizes what's going on and he rushes out on the stage and he punches the shit out of him.
Yeah, well, because Machine Gun Kelly...
He deserved every bit of that punch.
Well, he pulled a Kanye, okay?
Yes, before that, yeah.
He did. He said, wait, everyone. This is not in the show, however.
Yeah.
I just want to set the record straight and say that I didn't get cheated on.
Yeah, I broke up with her.
And that's why she was on that balcony.
Oh, that's right.
Sir.
Oh, God. He was an asshole.
He was the worst. And so now Kaz tries to stay real fucking classy, okay?
And he walks out.
He's just going to escort her off because Machine Gun Kelly finally does take the trench coat off of her.
And she's like laying there in her drawers.
She's trying to cover herself because this is not with her permission.
No.
And then he is just escorting her off the stage, and then he says something like, you
can have her because I was done with her and whatnot. Yeah.
You're getting my sloppy seconds, and that B word is a freak or something. And so he comes and he just punches the fuck out of him.
He deserved every bit of that punch. Laid that out.
It was great.
It was great. But I'm not going to lie. I was traumatized by that whole, I know. I hated it. Her face, I hated that part. Damn.
Yeah, this is the one point in the movie where I'm really upset that everyone, including Machine Gun Kelly, are very good actors.
I know, because it made it so believable.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
And I'm just thinking about if that was my mother, Kaz wouldn't have had to have run out there.
Fuck no.
Mother would have been out there on his back. Minnie Driver, where were you?
Oh my God.
My mother would have been on his back, like pounding away at, like, Minnie Driver, where were you?
Yeah, why does he still have testicles?
Yes,
is the question I have.
And then all those people, not security, the dancers, nobody shut him down. Nope. They let him treat her like that. And it was just so true to life. It was just true to life.
Because then she gets punished.
She gets fired.
Yeah, the label is like, we're definitely not doing the album.
No, they dropped her.
And Minnie Driver, oh my God, this moment where she looks at her and she says, congratulations, you're a cliche.
She totally victim blamed her. She blamed her for his bad behavior.
Oh, yeah. And then Gugu Mbatha-Raw does another micro expression that you can see from 10 miles away because it's so good. And her mom blaming her like this is
crushed her.
Just the last straw.
Yeah, you could see her just shatter.
Crumbles.
Yeah. I think that hurt her worse than everybody else.
Absolutely.
Because that's the person that's supposed to be in your corner. And she crushed her.
Yeah. The betrayal after betrayal after tiny betrayal is finally too much.
Yeah.
And so she goes back to her house and she starts smashing all of the magazine covers basically that are framed in her house that were not her idea to put up.
Right.
A Minnie Driver.
And they're images that are not her. Like they're this girl that they created. And that's what you can see that she's shattering, like this image of who they want her to be.
Right. The label's projection of her.
And that's what she's destroying.
So Kaz runs up the stairs and he pulls her away. And he's like, you're okay, you're okay.
And he wraps her hand.
Yeah. And oh my God, she says, I feel like I'm suffocating in the middle of the street and no one can see that I'm dying.
Oh God, that line. Oh God, that line.
Every single time I get chills.
Because it was so vivid.
Yes.
It was so vivid.
And it also felt so fucking authentic.
Yeah.
So this is when everyone, it's a double-edged sword here, It's like, it's a bittersweet moment, because this is a shattering emotional thing, but then he does take off his shirt to bind her hand. And
so cute.
Even the best person is gonna be confused about it. You're going to have weird conflicting feelings in your body, and that's okay. I'm here to give you permission to be just a regular person. That's all. That's all I just need you to know that you're okay.
You are in a safe space with a judgment-free zone.
That's right.
Your heart can break and your loins can burn, people.
Just inflame.
It's okay.
Oh my God. Oh shit. So then he does a big hero moment. He goes out to the car and he gets in his truck and he goes home and he packs a big bag and he gets his dog. We didn't tell you he's got a poocheroo.
Which only makes him sexier.
Oh my God. Every single time he kisses that dog on the mouth, I just want to jump his bones. It's really unfair. Oh, sorry.
Come back.
Here we are. So then he goes out of his house with like some cash that he has in a book because he's a reader. All right, everyone? He's a reader. And all the paparazzi are like, where's Noni? Where's Noni? And then he's driving on a lonely highway and he stops the car in the middle of the fucking road.
And Noni climbs up out the back seat and into the front seat.
They're doing an escape.
Oh, God. They're making
It's a caper, everyone. I love a caper, Naima. I don't know if you knew this about me.
It's a whole new movie.
I know. It's a caper. It's a road trip.
That's right.
It's a rest and relaxation now, okay? It's a healing moment.
It's a vacay movie.
That's right.
Oh, God. We're going across the border.
That's right. He takes her down Mexico way, and they check into this adorable, like shabby as shit motel. I loved it.
It's shabby, but with charm. It's like,
oh, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like it's definitely like shabby chic,
Yeah.
but cheap as fuck.
Yeah, it is. It looks like it costs like $30 a day.
But it does everything they need it to.
That's
including,
right.
But not limited to, let her sleep for minimum 18 hours when she gets there.
I'm not gonna lie, I was super jealous about that.
Oh boy, right? Yeah. Yeah, but he looks at her and she goes, now what? And he says, whatever you want. And she says, can I sleep?
I was like, oh God, you're breaking my heart.
Oh,
and she just sleeps
a little sleep.
through dinner, like
lunch, dinner, breakfast, and lunch.
That's right.
Holy shit.
I'm like, she took a Rip Van Winkle nap.
For real. And then we get this montage of them just being like a couple on the beach
and enjoying each other and just frolicking. Like if there was a picture of frolicking, like a definition, they frolicked, and with the dog in the waves on the beach. It was so like she was young for the first time.
Oh, that is such a good way to put it.
Yeah. And for the first time, she was just like burdenless. And
nobody was expecting anything from her.
No,
she could just be her authentic self.
Yes.
And that was perfect.
And
it wasn't just
gave that to her. He gave that to her. It was it was wonderful. I loved it. It was wonderful.
And then the way that this movie does this subtle, like over what is in the movie, like both a long time and like no time at all, they managed to show her very subtly like freeing herself of the trappings of the label. Because like they're eating food at one point and she goes to feed him and she like cuts the shit out of him. She's got this talon and so she's like, oh, hold on just a second. And she just busts all her nails off. And then, oh my God. And then there is this love scene where, again, they managed to make it so playful and pure and yet like hot.
Yes.
Hot.
Yes.
In an almost indescribable way.
Yes.
But first they're like, I don't know. They're like
fighting.
Yeah, they're like roughhousing.
Yeah, like with pillows and stuff on the bed.
Yeah.
And then it switches, like the tone of it switches.
Oh my God.
And the tension thickens and like their eyes catch.
Eyes catch, and then the way that she's breathing is like, wow. And then he like slowly runs his hand up her leg, and the way that the light is hitting his abs, Naima.
Yes. And then you could feel like, it kind of feels like you can tell it's kind of hot in that room. That the fan is not really working it should. Because you can kind of see like the glistening of sweat on their bodies.
Oh my God.
And it's just,
and it's like this, it's this like slow, relaxed, yet, I mean, just like there's no, you have to watch the movie.
It was sensual. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
It was, I mean, it really was. The tone was different from the plane.
Yes.
It really was.
Yeah.
And it was just as beautiful though.
Right. This was taking them to a couple emotional level that was just ratcheted up in an indelible way. You know, like let's just say it. This is we're here to stay sex.
Yeah, they were making love in this one.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I hate that phrase.
I know.
But you are correct.
Yeah, that's because there was a switch in like you said, their emotional level here. Because they were truly themselves here. She was really.
Oh.
So yeah, it was beautiful. It really was.
And so now he's sleeping. Oh, he's doing this sleep that is just like so beautiful.
Yes, he's like
the way he's sleeping.
Oh, it's like that free, I don't care if you see me drool sleep.
Oh God, right? And so she steals off into the bathroom and she starts unsewing her weave.
Yes, and cutting it out.
She's like taking everything out, and then the way that she comes around the corner with her natural curls.
Yes, and when he sees it, and he's like, damn.
Yeah.
And okay, let me tell you a story here first.
Please.
Now, my husband introduced me to this movie.
Really?
He watched it first, and I had woken up, and he was watching this movie, and then I started watching it.
Yeah.
And it was a tail end when I started watching it, and then I went back and I started watching it, and we were watching it together. And when we got to this scene, and he turned and he looked at me, I was like, "Don't say shit. Don't say shit to me. I will put on my boot and I will take it off just to throw this boot at you. Don't say shit." Don't say shit to me about taking out no weave. I don't care.
He just needs you to know that you're beautiful no matter what.
I remember when we first started dating, he told me, "I don't like weave." I was like, "Yes, you do. You just don't know you like weave, but you do."
If you like me,
that's right.
Then you like
it.
weaves.
You like it. You may not know it. That just means I'm doing my job.
I just have a good one. Okay.
That's right. That's right. That just means I just did it real good. But you like it. But when she did that, he just turned around and looked at me. I was like, "Don't say shit."
Don't. Mm-hmm. It's better if you're quiet right now.
That's right. We just gonna enjoy this moment right here. Don't ruin it.
Yeah.
But it was a beautiful moment. It really
It was.
She was literally stripping herself of these trappings.
Yes. Yes.
It
was the symbolism.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
my God.
And she was beautiful with her curls. I love them.
God. And the way that he didn't even blink. He was just like, "Oh my God, let me get my hands in your hair and let me kiss you." And
kissed her forehead. And,
you are, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It was perfect.
It really was. It was the last thing that attached her to that world. And she just let it go. And I loved it.
It was so gorgeous. And now we go to the market.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's time to go to the market. And they buy new clothes, and it's very cute, very touristy, cute stuff. And then they go by this jewelry place, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, this bracelet, I have to get it for you."
Yeah.
And he's like, "That's 6 meals."
Yeah, you ain't got that money, partner.
No. Yeah. And she's like, "I'm good for it." And Naima, he was so cute when he shut her down.
I know it. His face, though, he's like,
And he goes, "You might want to check your pockets.
Yeah.
You're broke." Okay. So cute.
That's not why. Because what she do next? Took those earrings out her ear.
So then she gives this lady 1 carat minimum.
Yes,
maybe 2 carat.
"Oh, you see how fast that lady took those earrings?" And was like, "Yeah, take this bracelet. Take this bracelet."
Yeah. And he tries to be like, "No, monies.
She's
No,
like,
shush, shush."
"No."
And the lady's like, no, gracias, get the fuck out of here. I'm good. You need to walk away now.
She knew a deal when she saw it.
That's right. She's nobody's fool.
That's right.
So then she says this bracelet is worth more than any earrings.
Oh God, it was so. Then she started going through the moments that
because it's a merit badge.
So it was so sweet. And she started going through the moments where he just merited all of her thanks and her appreciation and her love, really, because the times that he saved her and the times that he rescued her and he just was there for her and stood up for her.
And the times that he was just honest with her.
When nobody else in her life had been.
Yeah, one of my favorite things that she says, because I feel like a lot of people would get upset about it, and she did the opposite. She brings up that "I love you" in the plane, and she's like, "For saying I love you and for meaning it, even if it was just for a moment." Oh my God. And she says, and for standing here right now with me in this moment. Oh,
gosh.
Skewer me in the heart parts.
I'm like, why can't this be a book? I would read the hell out of this book like every month.
Every month. Yeah, that's a good life plan.
And
really.
like we need somebody to write this.
I mean, I feel like Naima Simone is looking me in the face right now. I don't know. So
I think it'd be copyright infringement, but I'd be willing to risk it.
Yeah, I know. You shouldn't take that legal risk.
Maybe I'll just change names.
And now they do quasi-drunk karaoke.
Which is horrible. Oh God.
This scene has a lot of levels.
The guy who was singing when they got up there was horrible. But then when she dared him into getting up there and he sung New Editions, Can You Stand the Rain? I was like, yikes. I mean, I'm bad, but dude, you're bad.
It's really cute.
Yeah, because she goes up to rescue him. And thank God she did. Because remember the guy's face when he started singing? Now, he was bad. But when he cringes and is looking like, ugh, when you start singing, you're bad.
Oh,
but
yeah.
He goes up to rescue him, but they don't have the song that she wants to sing. She doesn't know any of the songs on the karaoke thing. So she's like, since they don't have the song that I want to sing, I'm just going to sing it a cappella. And so she starts singing Blackbird, which I think was such a full circle moment because she's taken off the nails, she's taken off the clothes, she's taken out the hair, and now she's truly back to that.
Now she's taking back the song.
She's taking back the song that her mother ruined for her when she was younger, and she's singing that song, and there's such emotion in her voice, and even she's crying by the end of it.
Yeah.
And Kaz is so blown away by her because this is the first time he's heard her sing, like truly sing, other than, the music that the label has her sing.
Yeah.
And he knows how much she loves Nina Simone. And to hear her sing that, little do they know somebody's recording it. She knocks it out the park.
Oh my God, I'm crying right now. Like I'm trying not to.
Because it was so beautiful. Like this tear that rolled down her face. It was one of the best moments of the movie.
It's stunning. Yeah. So now they're doing a snuggle back at the hotel.
Yeah.
Because let's review. She's dropped all the trappings of her former life. She's taken back her song. This truly is like this rejuvenation of a lifetime.
Yes.
She's healing her traumas, okay? And knock on the door.
Of course, there's a knock at the door.
Guess who's here, everyone? Her name is Minnie fucking Driver. Goddess Minnie Driver. In any other place. Yeah.
With
all the paparazzi.
That's right. With all the paparazzi at her back.
And so she's like, did you bring them here?
Right. It's a valid question.
Yeah. And so she's like, let me in. She's like, no, they found you same way I did. You're on YouTube's.
That's right. Because the person who was recording it uploaded it. And now it has hundreds of thousands of hits.
And now we have a bit of a mother-daughter redemption, a little bit.
Yeah, a little tender moment between them.
Yeah, because Minnie Driver says that this was the first song she ever sang.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, I know, for the talent competition that you wrecked me with.
Really traumatized me with, I remember quite well, ma'am.
And she says, no. When you were 7 months old, they were living in
a shitty place in Brixton.
Yeah, the council apartments.
Yeah.
And they were super poor. And Noni was just like screaming.
Yeah.
She was just sitting and screaming like infants will do. And then she turned on the radio.
To drown her out.
Well, no, I thought that too the first few times I watched this. But then I realized she said, I turned the radio up because this song came on, and then she looks over at her and she goes, not to drown you out, but because the lyrics were just something I could I just felt them. Like, this is how I felt.
Okay, now I'm going to have to watch it today to hear it.
I know.
Gave me just another valid reason
I know,
to
now
watch
you get
it.
to do dick print and family redemption.
I'm deep diving this. Okay.
So she says, as that was happening, you just started crooning the melody, like clear as day.
Right.
And then that made her laugh, and then the baby laughed.
Laughing, and it was a moment between them.
Yeah, and Minnie Driver says, it just felt like you and me against the world.
Yeah.
And she says it's always felt like that.
Because didn't her parents disown her because she had an interracial baby?
Yeah, they did a big racism on her because they knew that she was having a black baby and they didn't want anything to do with it.
And she was young.
And then she said,
she was 17, right?
Yeah.
So she really was by herself.
And then she said the dad didn't want anything to do with her either.
Yeah.
And so they were just all alone. And it really is this beautiful moment.
Yeah.
And so by the end of this conversation, she convinces Noni to, in her words, go back and finish it.
Yeah.
So
Noni decides to do it.
So she has to tell
Kaz. But mind you,
hero.
When Kaz returned, you could see on his face he kind of knew.
He knew.
That, yeah.
He knew.
He did.
And then the most devastating conversation that has maybe happened in the history of humanity does unfold in front of us.
That's right. And it was painful.
Wow, it was blunt.
Yeah. But that's
what it was.
It tracked.
Yeah, because that's the thing, right? It was painful, but it was never hurtful.
No, he was always honest.
He was honest. He was kind.
Yeah.
But the truth was just awful. Yeah.
You know? And like he said, he gave her what? A week before she was back in weave and with her ass out.
Yeah.
It's true.
And oh man, one of the best lines in the whole movie is she tells him he's going to go back. And he says something like, I guess I've just been drinking up that happily ever after bullshit.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I know. Because honest to God, we were too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And she's convinced. She's like, no, my mom is on side.
Right. She was convinced her mother had seen the error of her ways, that it was the two of them against the world now. She was convinced things were going to be different when they went back.
And she says, and I want you in my life because I need you and you need me. And he says, you don't need me and I'm good.
Right. And did you catch, he said, I'm good. And every time that he'd asked her if she was going to get any help, what did she say? I'm good. I was like, damn.
No word is wasted.
I know, the writing. It was just
Because especially since earlier in the movie, she would use it as a deflection.
Yes.
She would be like, I'm good. And then she'd go, don't I look good?
Yes.
The way that they tied even that back.
It was every little thing. Nothing was, it was so good. It was so good.
Yeah.
Oh.
So she's convinced that her mom is completely on her side.
Right.
And she gets even more convinced of that at their next label meeting.
Yes.
Because the label's like, you've gotten 7 million views. This is great. Let's pull out the streamers.
They're kissing her ass again.
Oh, and then she says, but I need one thing before we can do that. Noni finally speaks in a meeting.
Yes. And she wants to add her own songs. She wants to halt the album because she wants to add her own songs that she's written. And the asshole who was going back and forth with her mother was like, I don't think you understand how this works. It's ready to drop.
It's super complicated, the legalese.
Right, right. And her mother sees the opportunity, is like, I know it's super complicated, but see, you sent over this letter firing her. So she's no longer under this label. So if you want her to sign on with you again, you will add these songs that she's written, because the head of the label is like, tell you what we'll do. We'll drop this album and then we'll drop another like remix album. If you want to record Blackbird and add it to it, we'll do that. Like Blackbird is a song she wrote or whatever. And like kind of like poo-pooing and patting her on the head.
Absolutely.
And for a minute there, she almost surrendered. Like, she's like, you're not listening to me. And her face just fell. And that's when her mother spoke up.
And then the look on her face when she hears her mother say, you will do what she wants or she's not re-signing.
Well, we're walking. Oh, it was like a light. Her face just lit up. Even her shoulders went back.
Yeah.
Like her whole world just lit up and changed. And you could tell it's like, she is standing up for me. She does have my back.
She's walking the walk.
Yes.
And so they're like, do you know how much this is going to cost us? And then she goes, probably that asshole's salary.
That's right.
So maybe you just get rid of him.
Yeah.
So he gets fired on the spot. And now we're back in their kitchen and she's making like mac and cheese or like, you know, something with like hot dogs in it. Like they're going super throwback.
Yeah, like her favorite meal or something like that.
Yeah,
like
it's nostalgia time.
And she's like complimenting her mother, like, you know, like she was a real boss in there. Like nobody's messing with you. And she says the festival in, I forget the name of the festival in England called.
Keysbury,
Yes, and they want Noni to perform. They want her to sing Blackbird. And she's like super excited. And her mother's like, you know, we have to be careful because, you know, your image, we don't want to confuse anybody. And she's like, I want to do it. And she's like, okay, well, let them know you want to do it.
Yeah. And then she's like, so also, I was thinking that this particular person could produce my new song.
Right.
So like, let's see what his schedule is. And the mom is like, oh, no, we can't delay the record.
Right. She's like.
And Noni's like,
wait.
The fuck was that back there then?
That's right. What was that about?
And she goes, oh, I just did that because I wanted Liam gone.
Yeah.
She just wanted to get Liam fired. And then she's like, you know what? She does the pat on the head and she's like, next album, you want to write a couple of songs and put it on there? You can. That's what you can do.
That is pretty much her whole tone.
Oh my God.
She was so hurt.
Yeah.
She's like, wait, this was not about like you and Liam shit. It's just like.
Yeah, she's like, this wasn't about the record. This was about me.
That's right.
And so you can see her on her face being like, oh my God, he was right. I was so naive.
Yeah, things are not going to change.
Right. So she loses it.
Yeah. And they had this big blow up.
Yeah, because she decides to say all the true things in her brain out loud.
Everything. And she accuses her mother of being just for herself. And she's like, her mother's like, look around you. You're not suffering. And she's like, this is not just about me. This is about you. So people back home can know that you're
not a fuck up.
Yeah. And then she's like, you didn't care about me. And she's like,
you weren't. When I needed a mom, you were only a manager.
She was like, when was I never your mom? She was like, when I was on that fucking balcony. And I was like, thank you.
Oh my God.
Ooh, can we get it out there? Because this whole time she had been lying to her mother and telling her mother what she wanted to hear. And
because her mom
knew it.
Oh, her mom looked at her the night of. She's like taking off Noni's shoes and she had said, tell me it was a mistake.
Because she knew it wasn't a mistake.
No.
And Noni told her what she wanted to hear.
And I mean, I didn't even know Noni at this point, and you could tell it from her face.
It wasn't a mistake. If she really wanted to know the truth, she would have asked the question.
Mm-hmm.
But she didn't. She said, tell me that it was an accident.
Yep. And promise me it's never going to happen again.
Right. How do you make somebody promise that an accident isn't going to happen again? Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Minnie.
Yeah. And so
then, oh shit. So Minnie Driver says, I was your mother, I was your manager, I was your father, I was whatever I needed to be to like make you successful or whatever. And then she says it was all about you and making sure that people knew that you weren't a fuck up. And then Minnie Driver says, don't you ever doubt my love for you, as she slaps her across the face.
Slaps the hell out of her, like her whole face turned. And then what did she
And
say?
oh my God, the silence right after
Loud.
is perfect.
It's like deafening.
And then she looks at her, another beat of silence, and she says,
You're
fired.
It was perfection.
Holy shit, bro.
And then she walked out.
Yeah, so now she's on this walkabout, and he is getting ready for a political schmurfer.
Right.
And she meets him outside of her house, and she's like, on that balcony, you saw the good in me, and it kept me going until I could see the good in myself.
That's right. Yeah.
I'm sorry it took me so long. And he says, me too.
And honestly, like the first time I saw this,
yeah,
I honestly thought like if I was writing the book, this would have been the moment I'd have been like, okay, they're going to make up.
Right.
I was so shocked that they didn't.
I know.
But it was brilliant.
It made it even more perfect.
It did, and it made it more real. But he did not give in.
No. And so he's walking back to the car, and she stops him, and she's like, Kaz, it was perfect though, right? What we had?
And he says no. And he says, because, and what do we say? It went back to what he said to her before.
He says it started on a lie. So he could never be perfect.
That's right. And
oh my God.
That hurts so bad.
It hurt, but again.
But it resonated with truth.
Yeah.
It was true because what they had did start on a lie.
Right.
I mean, it had perfect moments.
Certainly.
But it was not perfect because what they had, it started
on that moment. Yeah. On that compromise of integrity.
Yeah. So
now he's at a tailor because he's big politician now.
Right. He's getting ready to start. And then there's like this, I don't want to say it's like it wasn't a hardness in him after he came back, but it was almost like a resolve.
Oh, yeah. There was a resignation of like, the plan is the only thing I can count on.
Right. And even like his father's trying to give him this advice of like, this is what you need to do. He's like, stop listening to his father. Because he had lost with that fight, that very public fight, televised fight, he had obviously lost the Reverend's vote.
Yeah, weirdly, they were watching.
Right. Weird. You know, who'd have thunk it? But he got the younger people's vote because he had knocked the hell out of the rapper who had insulted his girlfriend. So that's what he was going on. His father didn't agree with it, but he was like, I'm not trying to listen to you. This is what we're going to do. If this is the path we got, this is what we're going to do, and we're going to rock with it. So he's like so focused on this path, and that's what he's going forward and doing. So yeah, he's at this tailor and he gets this call. And it's so dramatic.
It is, because he's like, I'll be right there.
Yeah. And he drops everything. And his advisor is like, we just need a few more minutes. It can't wait. He's like, no, get me out of this. I got to go.
Yeah, the drive is going to take too long. Yeah. I got to go.
Which shows like still he is a cop first. He is honor first. Yeah. And regardless of his political ambitions.
He's humanity and service first.
Yes, which is why we love him. Oh, he's such a good guy.
He's such a good guy.
And so where does he show up? Back at that same house from the domestic violence call earlier. The woman called him. She had his card and she called him. And when he gets to the house, she's like outside, right? Isn't she?
Yeah, she comes out and she's already backtracking. She's like, I shouldn't have called you. It was a mistake. I can't. And he's like, we can go right now. All you have to do is come with me. And she says, my 2 kids are in there.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way I can leave. And so he's like, all right. And you can see him do the calculation of like, I can't call backup. I'm not wearing a vest. This is a really bad idea, but risky. Like, here I go.
Yeah, I'm going to have to risk it. So he goes inside and the husband is just sitting there looking calm. He's just sitting on the chair and he's looking calm and he's like, officer asshole. And then he pulls out a gun and he shoots at him. Yeah. And he misses him by just a little bit. It like goes right by his ear. And he just like, I don't want to say he loses it, but he does snap like a little bit because his wife flashed before his eyes. Like it went right by his ear. So he disarms him and he punches him a few times, as he well deserves.
As he should.
And he gets
and she goes and gets the kids. The kids are safe.
Yeah. And he gets
everything's all
under
right.
control, and he's shaking. Because, So,
and you can tell from the look on his beautiful face.
His life flashed before his eyes.
Not only did his life flash before his eyes, but all the moments he knows he would have missed with Noni in the future flashed before his fucking eyes.
All those moments with her and the moments he would have missed with her. Like, you saw it. You did.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh God, yes. Yes, you did.
So now we haven't really gotten into all the cameos. There are many. Now Don Lemon is here.
And Don Lemon,
we saw Gayle King earlier. Don Lemon's here now.
We saw her. And Don Lemon there was some snark going on towards her. Like in the earlier interview when he did about her, there was some snark. And so I was a little surprised she was doing an interview with him. But
I kind of loved it because it was so very her being like, it's time to bite the bullet, take the bull by the horns, all the other cliches about doing hard things. Like, why don't we just, pick the biggest, baddest bully of the media and go with him, Yeah,
he was the one that was throwing a lot of shade.
Yeah.
So let's
with integrity still, he's Don Lemon,
But he was being snarky. He was. But he was saying what everybody else was thinking.
So she has this interview with him. And there's these funny jokes about implying faking orgasms with Machine Gun Kelly. Because, listen, if we saw him in sweats, the dick print would not be as impressive.
No, it would not be as Nate Parker. I'm just sorry.
So only in the movie, though. Listen, I'm not throwing shade at actual Machine
but just
Gun
for his
Kelly.
douchey character. That's what we're saying.
Kid Culprit sucks,
though.
So...
And then let's just say... just to stay relevant, because after he got his teeth knocked down his throat, just to stay relevant, he's still trying to say things. He's still saying things in the press, trying to get, his cool points back, but you got those knocked down your throat too. But yeah, I still don't like you. In the movie.
But you and Megan Fox, I do wish you all the best.
Is he with Megan Fox?
Yes, he's fucking with Megan Fox.
No, wait a minute. Yeah. Megan Fox, like Brian Green's ex?
Yeah.
Shut up.
No, it's their romance. There is this, I think, Vice article, ? Like an interview with them, and it is hot even on the page.
Okay, now I got to go.
Don't worry, I'll email it to you.
Okay, good.
Maybe I'll even put it in the show notes, Naima. Who knows?
Do it. Because I know I'm not the only one going, Megan Fox?
I know. It's like so out of left field and yet so perfect.
Okay, wait, yes, please, show notes. Not
only is Megan Fox with Machine Gun Kelly, but Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker are together, and they hang out, all four of them.
What?
How like
this is a shit
everything
show.
About it. I'll send you some YouTube clips.
Yes,
it's fine.
Please.
Okay. I found this out while talking to Aaron and Jenny, and immediately went down a rabbit hole that was embarrassing.
Okay, it's not embarrassing.
If I'm going to be honest.
It's not. Because I've been right there with you, getting nothing done, going down that rabbit hole.
Oh my God. Okay, listen. Okay, but no, now we're...
Back to it. Okay.
Now we're at a climax of climaxes,
yes, okay?
Because... Don Lemon looks at her and he's like, all right, your label said that you're here to dispel the rumors.
Yes.
So I'm going to give you the floor.
Mind you, the head of the label told her to get rid of the suicide thing, clear it up. And by that, we all know he meant make it go away, tell them it was an accident and get rid of it for good.
Deny.
That's right. That's what he meant for her to do.
And so she says, the paparazzi have a talent for getting terrible pictures of me.
Yeah.
But they also, in this case, the tabloids
got it right.
They got it right for the first time in the whole wide world. And you can tell Don Lemon is like, boom.
Yeah, and he's also thinking, I just got an exclusive scoop.
Oh yeah. Don Lemon is like sploosh.
Yes, right.
He was, woo. So she's like, yeah, I was up on that balcony and I had to decide to live, and I had to decide like what about me was worth saving, she says.
This dialogue was the best.
And she goes on, and then she says, that girl that you see, that fantasy girl, isn't me. But I will say that fantasy girl did go over the balcony.
Yeah.
And the real Noni Jean got pulled up.
Oh, God. I love. And she says, and I'm learning to love her again.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping
yeah.
you do too.
And sorry, listener, I fucked you over, because she starts this whole thing by saying truth is the only firm ground to stand upon.
That's right. That's right. That's right. She does. That's right. And can we say that Kaz, all this time, Kaz is in the hospital waiting room with the mother and the two kids, and he's watching this the whole time. He's watching the interview the whole time, and he sees her say that truth is the only firm ground to stand on.
And she's like, I'm getting help.
Yes.
And therapy is really like making me love the real Noni Jean even more.
Right. Oh. And Kaz looks so proud of her.
So proud.
He looks so proud of her.
May I say, I think he might look inspired.
Yeah, right?
Because he goes out of the ER and his dad is with him.
Yeah.
And he decides that he should tell some truths too.
Yes, that was funny.
Oh, it's so good.
It was so poignant. It's like just poignant, because he said, his father says, so you mean you don't want to end up a bitter old man? A single old man.
Yeah. Because he's like, listen, Dad, I know you always wanted the best for me, but I think maybe the best for me has nothing to do with my career.
Right.
And God, it's gorgeous. So now we're in Brixton. Okay.
But, one thing, do you like one thing
yeah.
I wasn't sure of, and I was left with a question, and I still am, no matter how many times I've watched it. Is he going into politics or not? What were you left with from that conversation? Do you think he's going into politics? Because like I was kind of left with, his father wanted him to go into politics, and he wasn't adverse to it because he does want to affect change. But right. I kind of feel like he thinks, especially from what he did earlier that day with helping that woman and get her and her kids out of that situation, was his idea of affecting change.
Yeah.
Maybe it isn't politics, but that's where he needs to be.
Yeah. So I really think that at this point, he is definitely switching paths. I think that in that moment, he sort of realized that boots on the ground is sort of the most fulfilling way of making change. And I think that there's a good chance that he also leaves the police force and he and Noni do like charity goodness.
That would be cool. Like we're totally writing this story. Like we're just, I think that would be cool.
Yeah, because I think that politics isn't it because it's not connected enough. I don't think that policing is it because it's too punitive.
Yeah.
I think that he is figuring out that he wants her and they want to change the world together.
Yeah, I love that. Because I do think that politics isn't it for him. Because when I was watching him at the dinner with like those reverends, it just felt like they were kind of removed from the community. You know what I mean?
Completely.
I felt that.
Yeah.
And him kind of like kowtowed him. It just felt so, I don't want to say smarmy, but it just felt so ingenuous.
It felt off.
It did. It did. And I felt like they were not in touch, like the reverends were not in touch. Mm-hmm. But he had to kind of schmooze them in order to get their backing, because without their backing, he didn't have a chance to get the momentum that he needed.
Right.
And the approval that he needed in order to get this, this appointment.
Yeah.
So it was just kind of, he needed to do what he needed to do. But I totally like that. I'm going.
Yeah, I think I love them so much. Okay. So he's going to make some changes, and she's in Brixton to perform at Keysbury Festival,
Which is huge.
Yeah, huge. And it's the first time she's performing in the UK since she was a kid.
Yes.
Oh my
so
gosh.
It's a huge milestone for her. And she's looking so happy and free to be back. Like,
oh my gosh. And she, okay. So the original first scene hairdresser is there doing her hair.
It was just a complete moment.
And she's doing it in the exact same style as her first talent competition.
Oh my gosh. It's full circle.
Oh God, it was so good. And, she's talking to Noni about her mom. And she was like, your mom called me to ask me how you were. And she's like, I don't know. The person who walked into my salon and asked me to help her with your hair wasn't a monster. She was a mom, who wanted the best for you. And I was like, well, what had she been doing with her hair for the past 10 years is really a good question.
But okay, we're going to let it slide.
But sure.
We're still wondering.
We are. Would like some notes on that. But so she's like, you can tell my mom that I'm scared and it's time for her to go up and perform. And holy shit.
When she walks out in that hallway.
He's standing there in a sweater that has buttons on the neck.
Listen.
That was also cruel.
That sweater though. I love that style of sweater, and it does something for the chest.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Michael wears a lot of those sweaters, and I don't hate it. He's always like, you feel me up so much when I'm in sweaters. And I'm like, what? What are you talking about?
What do you mean?
So he says, hello, I'm here now. No,
she's like, what
that's
are you
verbatim
doing
too.
Here?
Yeah. I'm not flustered at all.
Woo. And it states the obvious. He flew. He got on a plane.
Yeah. And he's like, it wasn't as memorable as
the
my
first time.
But it did bring me to you. So, it had there were some merits in it. And he says, I want to be with you forever.
And he says, I love you, and I'm not taking it back this time.
Oh my God. It's so good. And then she goes out on stage and she says, they wanted me to play Blackbird, but this is a song I wrote. I hope you like it.
And she performs the hell out of this original song. And I was so captivated. And I was sitting there like, oh my God, I love this song. Why?
And it's
Spotify.
It's all about her taking her career back and
taking her
Blackbird,
voice,
the song,
being free.
The song is mentioned in it, and the Blackbird is gonna sing, and then she pulls him out front, and they do a big public makeout.
Yes, and then
she dives
into the crowd, and they catch her.
She does a crowd dive.
And then he pulls her back up, and then they kiss.
And they do the sweetest hug that's like, we are so intimate, we don't even need to kiss anymore.
Her smile at the end was pure joy.
Just joy.
Joy. Oh, and all this time, the friend, the hairdresser, is holding the phone so her mother can hear her sing. I thought that was so authentic because they had so much baggage that it would have just been like, that's just not real, that they would have made up that quick. But the fact that her mother still wanted to hear her sing and wanted to be a part of that, I thought that was great. And that was so beautiful. Oh my God.
Especially since Minnie Driver, for the first time, the second time that we've seen her, she's in lounge clothes.
Yeah.
she's sitting alone in this giant, sterile LA mansion, listening to her daughter sing on speakerphone.
Yeah.
And it's really like a come to Jesus moment for her.
Is.
I
She's
feel
alone.
like. Yeah.
Through her own actions.
Oh my God. This movie is perfect. Start to finish, fucking perfect.
Listen, you have to go watch it.
You have to go watch it. And you can't stop when the credits roll because there are 2 songs in the credits that will just knock your fucking block off.
Rita Ora sings the first one.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, that song is great. I have that on my playlist too.
That's right.
Oh gosh. And what's the next one?
The next one? I have not been able to figure out what it's called or who sings it because it is so on the nose. I thought maybe it was like a throwaway song that they were gonna do earlier, but it's all about like how she just wants to hear her record play and like her worth is not determined by the number of likes she gets.
Okay, now
I'm
gonna have to go listen.
Yeah, you got it.
That's the third number 3. And I gotta go watch it again. Okay,
number 1.
I gotta go watch it for
print.
the dick print, redemption, family redemption, and now the second song at the end of the credits.
That's right. You've got a full day, Naima.
I really do. I don't know where I'm going to fit in this writing gig. Oh my God. Oh my God. I am so in love with you for no reason.
I am so in love with you.
Having this moment.
I am so in love with you. Okay, what's your lady love? Do you have a lady love? I don't know.
I have a.
Should our joint lady love be this soundtrack?
It so should, because there is such good music on this soundtrack. I have at least 5 songs from it on my playlist that I write to.
Oh yeah.
And it's this. Remember the song when she goes like after he kind of like. After she tells him, she stupidly admits that she's still seeing Kid Culprit. And then she goes out to the club and I don't want to say self-destructs, but it's kind of like she's punishing herself for admitting that after he rejects her. And she comes home and it's right before she breaks up with Kid. And there's that song that plays. Like I have that song. I have the song that when he spends the day with her. Yeah. I have that song. Of course, I have the song she sings at the concert, and then the Rita Ora song, and the song in the beginning with Kid Culprit, Masterpiece.
Oh yeah,
I have so many of the songs from it. Yeah, the soundtrack is amazing. It's amazing.
Truly.
You gotta go get it. You got to.
It's so good.
Download it.
It's one of the best. Like in this moment, and I've thought about it quite a bit. I cannot think of another movie where more original music has been written or that like surpasses this in quality.
Yeah. It's amazing.
So good.
It really is.
Yeah.
And like I said, you could really believe that these were Billboard winning songs. Like you could really believe like this song won an award because it was that good. Even the video was just that good. I'd watch it on MTV if MTV still showed videos.
That video does things to the pants that are tough. It's hard for everyone, you know.
And then the director, what's her?
I can't remember her name.
Gina Prince. I know I'm gonna mess up.
I'll try to look it up.
Name. Is Gina Prince? She wrote it and directed it. Is it Bythewood? I know I'm pronouncing that wrong, but she also wrote another one of my favorite, directed and wrote another one of my favorite movies, and it's Love and Basketball.
Oh yeah!
So she did this and Love and Basketball, so it's like I seriously crush on her, and I'm like, when are you making another one like this, or just another one that just steals my heart? Like she knows her romance.
Yeah,
she knows it. And I am just, anything that she does, any romance movie that she does, I am watching.
Yeah, my butt's going to be in the seat.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I want her to write a romance novel. Come on. So I could just pour over it and pour over it and pour over it. Oh, goodness.
Oh, my gosh. Naima, thank you so much for doing this with me. This was like exactly the squee fest I needed.
Oh my gosh. Like, I'm telling you, to know that someone else loved this movie as much as I do. I think my husband did until I watched it for the 10th time. And then he was like, I'm out.
It's too much now.
He's like, I'm out. I'm done. I can't believe you're watching this again. I know.
10 times. That's child's play.
That's right. Quitter.
Oh my God. All right. Where can people find you?
I am at, of course, www.naimasimone.com. Facebook, Naima Simone Author. Instagram, Naima Simone Author. And of course, you can email me at Naima Simone. And so, yes, check me out. You can contact me at any of those places. I answer back. Unless you're, contacting me, telling me that you're throwing my book in the trash, then I don't respond back.
Unless you're saying, Naima, your books are too sexy. And
and I use the F word too
We just
much.
let you ride off into the sunset by yourself. Go ahead.
That's not about to change.
It's also not something to apologize for.
No, I will never apologize for it. As a matter of fact, I'm probably up that factor.
That's right. That seems like a challenge to me.
That's right.
Thank you.
Challenge accepted.
All right. Keep being a badass.
I'm going to accept that challenge too.
Yeah. And love yourself as much as you love doing your homework for that dick print. Yeah.
Ma'am? I can say this with all honesty. I love that more than Jason Momoa.
Oh,
I'm gonna work
I
hard
love
at
you.
That. I love you back.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Hey, you. Yes, listener, you. Are you loving the show? If so, please leave a rating and review in your podcast app. The 90 seconds you take to say something nice not only helps new people find the show, but it makes me super smile over at HBHQ. Also, I've had a few people ask, and the answer is yes. We are still doing the 5-star bribe. If you leave us a review with 5 stars, then we'll do whatever book you want. We're real deep into the list though, so it might be a while. Lilas! Okay, back to the show.